And Moses and Elijah appear with him, and a voice came from a cloud that said, "This is my beloved Son, on whom my favor rests. Listen to him." On the second Sunday of Lent, the Church presents to us the vision of the Transfiguration. If we go to the readings today, we see Transfiguration in the two readings. The first reading, we see the Transfiguration of Abraham. Abraham was in Ur. God said to him at the age of 75 or over to take his belongings, including his barren wife, and go to Canaan. And why? So that he will make out of him a great nation. Now there was impossibility, number one, of the age, number one, of the barren of his wife, and number three, leaving his own family. But Abraham, a man of faith, he did what God said to him and did what God wants. And there was a transfiguration. In fact, God changed his name from Abram to Abraham. The man that God found very favor to his heart. In the Gospel today, we see the transfiguration of Jesus. Jesus takes the three apostles with him, Peter, James, and John, and in front of them, he transfigured himself in that glory that he has from eternity. And with him in this transfiguration, there is Moses and Elijah, whom they were speaking with him about his transition, about his transfiguration on the hill of Tabor, on the hill of Calvary. And here, in this vision, I always ask you to close your eyes and try to vision this beautiful scene. Jesus in glory with the light illuminate him, with his clothes white more than snow, and on each side of him there is Moses and Elijah, the law and the prophecy, whom Jesus not only fulfill, but now bring them together for the fulfillment of his eternal covenant on the hill of Calvary. And then we go to St. Paul today. St. Paul, as he writes to Timothy, he asks him a very important task to do. He asks him to share with him the pain and suffering of the proclamation of the gospel. To Timothy he said, share with me the hardship of the gospel. Because to preach the gospel, you are going to face tribulation, you are going to face persecution, you are going to face rejection. But look what the gospel brings. The gospel brings the paschal mystery of Jesus. That we who proclaim Jesus, who died for us on a cross, for our salvation, is the Jesus that few weeks from now we celebrate his great Easter, his great Passover to the eternal Father. Here are the transfigurations. And now from these readings, what is the lesson that is given to each one of us? God is saying to me and you, I need you to transform yourself. I need you to have a transition in your life. Because this is the Lent that I give you for that reason. That reason that you are going to look into inwardly and see what God, not what people want, because people want to ask us to change and to do this and to say this for their convenience. Now, Jesus is saying to me and to you, I want you to change so that you will resemble me. And if you resemble me, then you are daughter and son of the eternal Father. Each one of us have things in our life that we are not proud of. In our life there are situations in our life that we want to resolve them. There are things in our life that we want to let go. But many times, because we are still the ego, we are wanted to do it this our way, and we don't want no intervention from no one, we hold to these things, and those things are the things that destroy us. We need to be free. We need to have a transformation. We need to have a conversion. We need to have those things that really is bothering us or hindering us to come closer to the relationship with Jesus. And after we are transformed and we are let go of these things, then we are going to really exult with Him in a few weeks at the time of Easter. This is what Lent is all about. Lent is not to put ashes on your head in the beginning and come for Palm Sunday because we give them free. Lent is a time of renewal, a time to listen to the Word. How many times I say to you, this is the time acceptable to the Lord. This is the time we reflect on God's Word. Those exercises that we do during Lent, not only because you go to Mass and do the stations, but listen to sermons, listen to retreats, listen to missions. That really is the Word of God being preached to us. So that after that Word become preached to us, it become ours, and then that Word is going to really work within us to change, to become. This is what this Sunday is all about. Jesus gave this transfiguration to give a little peace of mind to the apostles, to really lift them up from the cruelty of the cross, from the curse that He is going to take in a few weeks in Jerusalem, to give them that after this cross and tribulation and death, there is also the reward of the resurrection. And here, this is a taste of what I am going to be after I obey the Father by submit myself to the cross. By doing this, I am going to redeem the world. I am going to destroy sin, and I am going to bring so much peace in the hearts of many, those who want my peace. My dear people, one thing it is necessary, that we take this gospel today or these readings today and see what God is trying to say to me. Maybe there is something in my life that I need to let go. Maybe there is something in my life that I am doing and I think there is nothing wrong in it, but the Lord is saying this is not really me. There is something in our life that has been really eating us alive, and sometimes that grudge or that hard feeling we have for others is so bitter and is really destroying us and our peace. We need to let go of that. And it's not just a word. It is a great exercise. It's a painful exercise. But we need to let go of it. Change, nobody wants change. In front of change, we resist. But we need to change. Because change makes us another person, make us resemble Christ. And that's what the Father wants to see in us. Not how much we go to Mass, not how much we do the stations. I am not putting them down, dear people, because we need them as a means of as with the devotion we have during this Lenten season. I encourage them very much during this Lenten season. But mostly is that thing that only you and God knows, may be a secret from anyone, that God is asking you to let go. We need to work on that, so that our transformation become our theophany, another manifestation of that Christ who in front of the disciples were changed, and we, as we change, become a faithful disciple of Jesus, waiting not only to be crucified with Him as we carry our daily cross, but to be exalted with Him in the feast of the eternal resurrection. God bless you.